talk a little bit more about your dad, about Ted? I think he's such an interesting character.
He was. He was. His father was a brilliant man. He made a fortune and lost a fortune and made another fortune again. He's quite a guy, and he made sure that his sons were trained to support families. So my dad, in real estate development and things, and sent him down to Illinois to work with a friend down there. Yeah, so Dad had he had quite good success in Illinois, but then he met my mom at his brother's funeral. His brother went with my mother and fell in love with her, and she didn't want to move from Waukesha, so he bought a farm on the edge of Waukesha and developed it. But then the Depression hit. So he had sold a lot of people pieces of property, and they were in the process of buying them, and then they were going to build their houses. But when the Depression hit, then they got permission from the government that they could build their garages and live in their garages. So that area kind of grew bad because they were garage houses, you know. It was hard through the Depression, but he never, when somebody came to our back door and needed something, he never turned them away. He always gave them something, even though he didn't have a lot at that time. But I went to the public grade school, and my dad was the clerk of the grade school. And he paid the teachers and cared about the school. And when they had to add on to the school, there were a bunch of, it was a farm community, and there were a bunch of really farmers involved, and to get them to vote to build onto the school was a tricky thing. So what he did was he started putting the farmers' names on the board. And they came up to him and they said, "Ted, what are you doing?" "Well, I'm going to put your name and what you collect from the government for not growing crops." And
okay.
He said, wait a minute, here. And he said, "We need to add on to the school, and we need to have you vote the money to be able to do that." "Well, we'll do it."
Oh, wow. So he kind of coaxed him a little bit.
He directed him to do it because he thought they needed it, you know, and then they added on to the school. And that school even is there today.
Really?
And he was really excited when that first boy came. He named him Theodore after himself, Theodore Mark. It was thought at that time it would be like below my dad to have my mother working. You know, otherwise my mother would have been a very good teacher or a very good interior decoration.
Yeah.
She would have been absolutely fabulous at that.
Wow. So
she really kept a nice house. And my dad was a warden. If we would have an air attack, you know, during the war. There was a beacon right up on the hill, and that was for the airport. And that we would have to run up there to turn that off. We were prepared. And rationing. You couldn't have butter, sugar, gas. Everything was rationed. You had stamps. My dad always had plenty. My dad was a drinker. wasn't involved.
Yeah, I heard. I mean, there's this family sort of lore that he would go to Chicago and like meet Al Capone and stuff like that. Like, is that true?
Yeah.
Like, did he?
It's true. It's true. He was in on a lot of stuff, and I'm sure it was because he was drinking and he just happened to be in there. Oh, one time we had a guy in his car. He knew he was going to kill him. The guy was going to kill him.
The guy was in
Dad's
Morey's
car,
yeah.
and Dad was driving. He was telling him where to drive because they had just had a sale on some horses, horse racing, and I think Dad had the money. Well, anyway, the guy kept opening the door, looking behind, and my dad thought, next time you do that, I'm going to kick you right out. That's what he did. He kicked him right out.
Oh my God. But he was in like the passenger seat? And That's like out of a movie or something.
I know.
Oh, wow.
I know. And the guy never came after him.
Yeah.